different personnel group this year for you. What do you think about your new guys?
I think we got some guys that can play. We got a good problem on our hands. We got a lot of guys who deserve to see some playing time. And so this camp will be good. It'll be good. They get to push each other, iron sharpens iron. So we got a room full of guys who can compete, multiple spots that are open. So this will be good. Get them to go in, compete, come out, and figure out the best places to put our guys so we have the most chance for success.
Chad, when Levy got here, you and him went straight to work in high school recruiting and transfer portal, and you guys weren't content with what you had. What was kind of the priority in the off season when you were recruiting, Kelly and Kevin and, even those high school guys that you went after?
Replace the production that walked out of the building. I mean, you lose Tulu, Xavier, and J-Rock. You lose a lot of production, right? So we just got to find guys that can do what they do at a similar or higher level. And I think we did a good job with it. Again, we got some young guys who are going to surprise a lot of people.
On the field, Kelly seems to have kind of an alpha dog mentality. What has he brought to your room, maybe on and off the field?
Exactly what you said. That, and it's a level of maturity between him, Kev, and even J-Mo. I mean, I've said this about, I think I said it last year when I got here, but J-Mo, you watch him and he has completely become a pro. Right, as someone last year who was figuring it out, first time really getting playing time, to now you get those three guys that lead the room, and I mean, it makes my job so much easier. Right, they literally lead the room. They make sure guys are where they're supposed to be, and I think that's why we're going to have success, because we're doing it the right way now.
Speaking of those young guys, what have you seen from Stonka so far?
Stonka's a football player. He's a dang good football player. He is one that no matter where you put him, he's going to make an impact. Right? He may be outside, he may be inside, he may be on special. Shoot, he could be a safety, right? He's just a football player. He's come in, and as you see him, you'll see him, and his body's completely changed, right? He's lost some of that baby fat, so he looks like a grown man now, and he's getting more comfortable, and every day you see him, he's getting more and more mature. Him and J-Mo are hip to hip, right? So they got good guys to learn from, so we're in a good spot.
It's kind of crazy. This football program hasn't had a wide receiver drafted since '95, I think. What's your confidence level that this offense is going to get you guys over that hump, and maybe even in the room that you got right now?
Yeah, really confident. If we do what we're supposed to do, that should change here really soon. I actually texted Coach Lev last year on draft day, like, this is the last year we won't have a receiver drafted. So I take that personally, right? I mean it, and I think it'll change here very soon.
You were part of the transition yourself when you came here as a freshman. Now it seems like the receiver room in so many ways, whether it's the offensive style, the personnel, the mix and match, is almost a fresh start here. How do you get those guys in that transition and start them in the right direction?
Again, it starts with the leadership in the room, right? I mean, you have guys, they've been off the last couple of days. J-Mo, Snarker, Craver, a couple of the guys that were in town were here running routes with the quarterbacks yesterday, right? That's not something we told them to do. That's something that the leaders of the team put together and made sure that those guys were here, right? So they have us going in the right direction. Obviously, Coach Lev comes in, and the standard is the standard, right? But when the leaders of the room buy into it, then it's so much easier for the young guys to fall in line, and they've done it.
What's the rotation look like in this offense? You like to have a pretty deep group that you're moving in and out, especially with the speed that you work? Or?
Yeah, I like to, just because, like you said, we're gonna play, try to get a lot of snaps in, and you want those guys as fresh as you can have them, right? But also at the same time, we got a lot of guys who can play, right? So if guys deserve to be on the field, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure they get those reps they've earned.
When you think back a long time ago to when you were a freshman,
don't say it like that long.
you knew you coming in. You were going to play immediately.
Right.
How much of that can you take to your room and say, look, this is what I went through, and this is how you have to do it?
A lot. Just because I think no matter how that year turned out, there was no way I should have played as a true freshman. But it was by necessity. We had to. I think we played all of our freshman receivers. So now we're in a spot where you may not have to, right? But again, some of those guys who are ready, we won't hold them back, right? We're gonna let them go. But also take that as an advantage. I give everybody this story every year, no matter where I am. Nico Whitley, redshirted, right? As a freshman, his redshirt freshman year, he bypassed the guy who played as a true freshman, right? So when you're redshirting, if you're going against the first offense, first defense, if you don't come out of that situation better, then you didn't handle your business, right? So there's pros in it as well. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of making sure those guys are ready before we put them out on the
You
field.
mentioned Stalka and some of these other freshmen receivers coming in the spring, getting those reps. How big was that to get springboard?
Huge. That was huge. The speed of playing at the college level, and also just this offense is different, right? The terminology is different. The splits are a little different. So the more reps you can get into it, the better off you are. And again, you had Frisco and Ricky who came in this summer, and they've done a great job of just being in the building, understanding that they missed some time, right? So the time that they were on Zoom, the other freshmen were here doing in person. So they've done a good job of trying to catch up and playing up to speed.
JJ was a guy that was somewhat limited in the spring. What have you seen from him so far? What are your expectations this year for him?
JJ is, first of all, really, really, really proud of him, just how he carries himself. JJ came in as like a grown man, right? Obviously, he had a couple injuries that couldn't go full speed all spring, but the way he carries himself, he lives in the training room. I'd be willing to bet he's down there right now. But he's going to do everything he can to make sure he's getting back because it's important to him. He wants to be good, so he's going to work to make sure he gets there.
Speaking of your, going back to your freshman year, I mean, you're a part of a big change in the program, and you could kind of feel that positive momentum early. Do you get some of those similar vibes with Coach Levy and the way that things are being run right now?
Absolutely.
Does it feel different? I mean,
It feels very, very similar. Young, energetic, offensive-minded head coach. I mean, it's exactly what I walked into as a player. And then you walk into the building and it doesn't feel like work. Everybody's bought in. He stands up in front of this room and you can tell he's got everybody's attention, right? And we believe in him, and everything he's done is, he'll say it himself, the greatest predictor of the future is the past. Everything he's done everywhere he's been has been successful, right? So he's got a formula that works. It's our job to buy into it, and I think we've done a good job.
And I know you guys are excited about what this offense gives them, but I have to remind them too, you're going to run the ball a lot this year, so
Absolutely.
your guys have to go out there and block.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to be complete receivers. Everybody wants to play on Sunday. Be a complete receiver, right? Help your teammates score without the ball. So, again, just doing everything that being a wide receiver requires. So we're excited about it. We're really excited.
one of the few holdovers from the last staff. I mean, it appears that Coach Levy right away thought you were important enough to keep on the staff. I mean, what did that mean to you to be able to stay here and kind of see this through now with a new coaching
Everything,
staff?
huge. Obviously, I love the university, right? This is the dream job. I wanted to be here, but also I left a great situation in Salt Lake, right? Like a really good situation. So for him to see that I have some value here, keep me on, is huge for me. So can't thank him enough.
So by being here though, now you're going to miss all those snow games in Michigan and Ohio. That
I won't miss that. So no, but it's good to be home. So.
Are your guys locked into positions? Are your outside guys just outside guys, or can they move in and out?
No, we have combo guys. You'll see some guys that'll play inside, outside. So we have some guys who are specifically inside or outside, but you also have a list of combo guys who you can move around.
It feels like Creed's kind of getting lost in the shuffle as far as the talk's concerned. But I mean, you talk to coaches and players, and they're really excited about him. I mean, what have you seen from him in year two that you feel like he's going to make a difference for you guys?
He's gotten better in every area. Creed came in very mature, right? Creed came in never playing wide receiver, played quarterback, but never played wide receiver. So every rep that he gets as a wide receiver, he's just getting better. He came in very, very mature, comes from a football family, and he's only taking steps forward. That conversation will change, right? There's other names that are being talked about right now, but don't forget about Creed. Creed can play, can really play, and he'll be successful. He'll have a lot of success. And he's one of those combo guys who you can move inside, move outside, put him in the back. I mean, he's a quarterback. He can return punts. I tell Creed all the time, he's one of God's favorites, right? He's just chosen. The kid is really good at whatever he does. Doesn't matter what it is, so he's going to have some success.
Steve asked about JJ. What did it mean to you to have him, when all the coaching transition stuff was taking place, he really kind of held the recruiting class together at Mississippi State, some of the other guys?
Huge. Love JJ. I mean, but that's who he is, right? He is a true Mississippi State guy. He has a lot of pride in being from this state. And he told me once he committed, he said, I'm not doing this again, right? I'm not decommitting, so let's build this class the best way we can. And he had a big hand in it. Right? He did a good job of keeping everybody together. We were on the phone, and he's just calling guys. So he was huge in helping in that.
Couple more for Coach.